Hey Boyd, how are you, man?
Hey Jimmy, how you doing, man? I'm good. I'm good. Happy
Good,
to be
dude.
nice to be talking with you.
Yeah, good. We talked last time for the your show. Gosh, I'm spacing, but you know, but the why am I forgetting this? A fugitive. I'm lack
Yeah,
of sleep.
yeah. No worries, no worries. I got home about an hour ago, so it's all good.
Oh, you're jumping in, man. Let me talk a little bit. I'm a fan of yours, man. I think you're a fantastic actor. Been a fan for a while. I loved seeing you in this particular film. I think there is we've been seeing a lot of great horror, and this is something that's so it stands a little above of what we've seen, and there's this is a hell of a character. Can you talk about what kind of brought you into playing this John McBride and kind of finding this this unique individual?
Well, I was really just a fan of Sean Ellis's and all he was doing next, and I heard that he was making a horror film next, and I was like, oh, um, and I just wanted to read a thing, and then we met, and then he was, no, but can you play British? It's like I'll send you a voice file. So I read him some like Shakespeare, but that was sort of my past threshold, and then just really understanding what the material was about, because in that time period, people uh, having four children, so one lived or two lived. It was just a brutal time. Living beyond 30 was low odds, and I grew up in a pretty rural Kentucky where um, my grandmother's a one room schoolhouse, and literally did walk 5 miles through the mountains. And so I grew up with a lot of working class people, and there's a lot of poetry in those people. So I think that was something that I just or reminiscent of olden days when things weren't so cyborg and half digital as they are now. So that was for me that Sean was shooting this, and I found out that Alistair was going to be working on it and be in it, and um, I just really understood what he was trying to make.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
What is it about Sean? He's got such a I mean, he literally takes on everything to make his movies.
Yeah,
What makes him special for you? What is it about his work, the way he shoots this, the way he works with the actors?
well, it's like the old saying goes: if you want, you got to do it yourself. And I see that in a lot of people that I work with, not relying on anybody. Well, I think Pete and Mickey over at LD Entertainment really created an incubator where Sean could do that. So unless if it wasn't for them, that none of this could have happened. But Sean has a extensive background in photography. I mean, he's like a fine art photographer. And then you add in, he can also write. And then he's just really starting to figure out how to do his thing. And I don't think he's even halfway up the mountain of what he's capable of. So he's got a pretty bright future, Sean.
I I would say so. Look, there's when you see a horror movie, a lot of times it falls apart at the end. And I was kind of watching this and watching this character live through this, and I kept thinking, okay, then it's going to fall apart. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a really smart ending. There's a very personal story here. Can you talk about kind of working with the other actors and kind of finding that space to live in like that? It's such a really marvelous from you, Kelly, and as you mentioned, the your co-star, really
Mm-hmm.
great performances.
Yeah, well, I think it's good actors are like good musicians. They understand timing, and they understand what it is to be in the pocket. Um, it was a bit foreign for me playing a Brit, so I chose to stay in voice the entire time, and that was the first time I'd ever done that. So that gave me a different experience of immersing myself into something, and where it's not really okay. three, two, one, action. Now it's time to act. It was
Yeah.
more of just an existence that permutated throughout our experience. So at first it was this very feeling of this pretentious actor, having a conversation offset in voice, but like anything, any awkwardness, that all went away and it just became this existence that we were in.
Nice. And there's again, you mentioned you're doing an accent. The first time you've kind of done that. You're doing a role that's it's a very serious minded role. There's a lot to go into it. Do you go into like the details of, okay, he's a pathologist. What does he do and how does he work? Do you deep dive into that?
Yeah, I think it's really one of the reasons why I love being an actor is because you get to become this anthropologist of so many different, micro subjects and umbrellas of certain subjects. So yeah, I would just line my entire trailer with autopsy photos, old books that were sort of either primitive, surgeries or at, cutting edge at that time. And just really understanding of what the practicality of really what it meant to be a pathologist at that time. Getting your hands dirty and living in just the harshness of the times of no electricity, no plumbing, no running water. All that is cooked up in there, I think.
Wow, wow. And you kind of, and I guess it looked like the setting would be kind of easy to
Mm.
live in as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I keep saying this. We're just in this small town in Cognac, France, where there was really nothing else to do other than probably drink cognac, but I don't drink, and so we just made a movie. So it's kind of simpler.
Probably a little easier to do. What's up? What's next for you, man?
I'm doing Indiana Jones right now, where we've got the fifth Indiana Jones and possibly the last. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Harrison that, but it's with Jim Mangold again. The second time working with him, who I'm just so blessed to work with. He's so cool. And that's that. And I got something up in April, and yeah,
Good for you. I hope to talk
keep him
then.
busy.
Yeah, you do.
Jim, good seeing you again, dude.
Good seeing you, brother. See, take
See you
care.
next time.
Next
All right.
time.